on? Welcome back to another diecast, well, custom damage diecast video. Today we have four 2018 diecasts that we are going to take a little customization to, I guess you could say. You guys know the drill. We'll take the Dremel, cut a few pieces out, bend a few pieces back, and see what we can do. Now, with the Joey Logano, this is the third time you've seen, well, second time, but this is the third Pennzoil diecast that has been in a video. So, we're going to do a little experiment on him, and if it turns out good, it will, we'll use it. But, on the other ones, I'll just do a normal, thing. I'll just, take a little chunk out or something, take, quarter panel off or something, just the damage stuff we normally do. So, I'll probably start with Joey Logano just to be sure, if that goes as a bust, we still have the other three diecasts to do to end on a good note. But I have learned from my mistakes, and I have brought my jacket this time, so I don't have my hand sitting here with the Dremel. Or you can see in the corner with the Dremel, spitting the metal shards at me and going into my hand. It's just not going to be fun. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get right into this video and start making customs. Now, as I said, we will start out with Joey Logano. Let me move this back just a wee bit. So we're going to start with Joey Logano. Now, what I planned on doing was taking the Dremel and cutting it along here and here and here, and see if we can take that hood completely out. I don't know if that's going to happen. This is why it's an experiment. This is why we're doing it first. So we're going to do this first. See how it goes. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We'll do something else. That's why we have the other three, because I know what I'm going to do with the other three. One, I'm going to take a chunk out of the front panel. One, I'm going to take the bumper off of one, or the front bumper and the back bumper. Now, you've seen all three of those before, but history repeats itself. I mean, you're just going to see the same accidents, just different drivers, different situations, different ways it happened, I guess you could say. But anyway, let's go ahead and attempt to cut this Joey Logano hood off, and we'll just see how it goes. Now, I'm going to try to do it this way, because it's going to be really hard. I don't know how it's going to be. I got to do a certain way with cutting long edges or, drawing lines. I got to, turn the thing around. And it's really hard to do that because I'm not left-handed. I am right-handed. I wish I was ambidextrous. And that means I could just use both of my hands. That'd be fantastic. But I can't do that because I would probably end up cutting myself. And that would not be good whatsoever. That'd be a whole different video if we did that. But let's try this. so far, we kind of did a little miscalculation there. That is incredibly hot. Why is that so hot? Holy goodness. Anyway, that is really ridiculously hot. Did a little much on that side too, but we're going to try, like I said, trial and error. We'll see how it is. If not, we'll put a couple scratches in it, just see how it works, but we'll try this again. Hopefully it goes well. I don't know how it's going to work. We'll try it though. Alright, now let's see how that works. So that's still intact right down the bottom. I don't know how we're going to do that. I guess we can... We'll try to move it, but I guess we can't. We'll try to move it up a little bit more. Alright, so what's happening right here is I can't get the hood off, and I don't know how to do that. How are we going to do that? Is there something attached? Let me see. Okay, so we're going to, well, that didn't work, so we're going to cut this right here a little bit more completely down, and then we'll try to move it just a little bit. Alright, so we're going to try to move it just a wee bit. So what I ended up finding out is that there is that right there is connected to the hood, which explained why it did not come off. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to bend this a little bit more. There we go. We'll try to bend that and then cut underneath there and pop this hood off. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, so what really happened is the whole thing came off, so fan-freaking-tastic. But that came off, so now we got a pretty nasty-looking thing here, don't we? Yeah, pretty nasty, pretty nasty. Yeah, so there's that. I got that off. It's really hot. So now I got that off. I think that's it for this. Maybe. Yeah, that's good. We'll keep it like that, and then we will move on. So I would call this a success. So let's go ahead and try something else, which will probably be more simple stuff, but we'll try anyway. Now on to Kevin Harvick. He's going to have a very simple piece cut out of his car, which is going to be on the line right here, and then down, and then just kind of broken off. And I kind of burned myself from touching the hot metal. So be careful while doing that. So we're going to take this part out and continue. Alright, so we're going to cut a little bit more here. Then we're going to bend this chunk back right here. It's going to bend it back a little bit, not too much. I'm going to attempt. It's not wanting to cooperate, so let's do a little bit more. Now let's try. Pick you up. And I'm really trying not to touch this hot metal, because I just touched it and it wasn't too good, so. There we go. So there is that. God, that hurts really bad. Don't touch hot metal, people. Don't do it even though I'm doing it right now. So there's that. And you got that piece taken out of it. Right there. Now this guy right here, you know I do not have a very fun relationship with. But last time on the Snickers car we did or Snickers Crisp or Crisper, one of the two. We did the front bumper. Now we're just going to simply do the back bumper. We're going to cut from this side and then just kind of peel it back a little bit. Not much. Kind of like the Stenhouse, but it's not going to be completely covered, so we'll see how that goes. Surprisingly, that one went pretty quick, so let's pull this back. Or not. Wasn't no wanting to pull back. Maybe we need a little bit more on it. Now, let's pull this back a wee bit. Oh, it popped off. Oh well. Looks like we have a another Ricky Stenhouse here. I tried to pop it off a little bit, but a little too much. Now we just got this. I'll put it on there. I'll find something to do with that. But let's move on to Truex, which is, you know, just a little minor. Well, not really a minor, but just something. You'll see. Actually, before we do what we're going to do to Truex, I'm going to add something to Bush's. Let's see, we're going to take the side. You know how we do this. We're going to take the side and we're going to rub it up against some wood to get a wall scrape effect. So, I'm just going to do that. And then I'll return to you off camera, or on camera, and show you how it looks. So here's what I added. I added this right there. So it'll scrape along the side. So now, what we can get back to was Truex, what we're going to do to him. Now what I thought about doing to him was kind of the same thing, but we were going to cut this out. And then we were going to no, it's not going to work. I was thinking about cut this out and then dent this in, have a wall scrape on them. But I think what we're going to do is we're just going to, I don't know what we're going to do. What should we do? We might just take the wheel off here and then, well, we're going to do it this way. We're going to take the wheel off here. Along with this, we're going to cut this and kind of dent it to where the wheel was. And it's going to be kind of messed up there. So let's do that. Don't know if we're going to use the hammer. I did bring the hammer, just in case you all didn't know. Looks like we will use the hammer. Just a little bit. I know both wheels came off. We'll fix that. We will. I promise you we will. Now we're going to take said hammer. I'm going to beat the end of it just a little bit. You may not be able to see this. So a bunch of beating and banging later, I finally get it to how I want it. Now how I did it was after I cut the tire off, I went up here and cut a little bit more, and then I just beat it in a couple times with the hammer, and to make it match, I took the wheel, I stood it there and I hit it with the hammer once, then it smashed it, and then I was able to actually somehow fit it perfectly. Then I took the side and rubbed it up against wood. And during the cutting process, I actually slipped. You cannot tell it on camera, but I slipped. See where that white line is? When I put my finger down? The blade, this, actually hit that, but luckily it was not at full speed, so it didn't cut me. It just grazed me. And that's why you got to be careful doing this, because if that was full speed, I would have a cut open finger right now, and it would not have been good. So if you want to do this, just be careful. All I ask, just wear something. I probably should have worn gloves. I have gloves. I was just using my jacket for now. If there is a next time, which there probably will be, I will wear gloves just in case. Probably a little bit thicker ones. Enough to hold on, but not enough to cut through, like, right away. So, I can quickly pull it off if it slips again. So, just be careful while you're doing this. That's why I say safety is important, because it is. I mean, if it slips, and I could have 4.5 fingers on one hand, and it would have not been pretty good. But anyway, that's how I did this one. So let's go ahead and end this video with an outro. So that will be all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a lot of fun to do. If you have extras, I've heard many crazy stories of people just throwing them in the fans and just throwing them and beating them with hammers. I, on the other hand, try to be creative and actually use these for stop motions. I think I almost said Logano turned out really well. I think that turned out the best out of all of them. The Truex isn't bad. These two are definitely the least favorite that I've got, because even though the bush is destroyed, but I kind of broke them off accidentally, and it didn't mean to. So those I would consider fails, but I have 2 wins here. So that one's definitely my 18 back bumper just fell off. But I think these came out really well. So I'm going to go ahead and try to fix these 2 right here. And I'm going to put the banners on and stuff. And hopefully we can use them sometime next season. But with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. And I will see you all in the next video.